So, first of all, hey everyone, welcome to today's webinar. I'm Soumya and I'll be your host today. I'll quickly introduce myself. I am from marketing manager at Scalenut, and today's webinar is a very special webinar as it's a collaboration between Social Champ and Scalenut, two leaders in the digital marketing world, I would say. So, our goal today is to help you out on how to build a brand authority in 2025. We have two incredible experts with us today. First, we have Vishwas from Scalenut.
Hi
He's an
guys.
industry,
Hi guys.
so he's an industry expert in SEO. And we have Tausif from Social Champ. He's the community and social media lead at Social Champ, who also specializes in social media and branding. So happy to have you guys here. Shall we get started with the topic?
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Okay,
Eagerly.
so Vishwas, were you saying something?
Nothing. Eagerly waiting. I
I'm
think I'm
sure.
audible. I think I'm
Yeah, yeah,
audible.
yeah. You're audible.
Great. Great, great.
I'm sure everybody's excited. Okay, so I think let's. I would like to rewind a little bit, talk about a little bit about the evolution structure. We know that social SEO and social media today are all about quality, trust, and engagement. But if I were to say a few years back, it wasn't the case, right? I think all I could remember
Yes.
is stuffing keywords, mass producing content, and this would get you to the top. So, Vishwas, I would like to ask you first. Why don't you put some light and talk about the SEO, how it used to happen in her early days?
Okay. So SEO has come a long way. Back in 2000s, I suppose, it was like the Wild West, as you said, messy and easily manipulative. Search engines ranked pages based on simple things like keywords and backlinks. That's it. So marketers, found a loophole there. They stuffed pages with repetitive keywords, hid unrelated terms in meta tags, and swapped links, just to boost rankings. That's it. And for a while, it worked as well. But only until search engines caught on. Coming to 2010s, I suppose, Google started cracking down with major updates like Panda, Penguin, and we had Hummingbird as well. Suddenly it was not just about tricks anymore. It was more about the quality that you would deliver, right? Brands had to create real valuable content, earn genuine backlinks, and optimize for intent, not just random keywords. Then I think in 2015 came the era of AI. And while that, Google got even smarter with RankBrain, BERT, understanding search context rather than intent, context as well. And featured snippets and what should I say, voice search took off, prioritizing quick clear answers. And then obviously there's EEAT that Google loves, like it's Google's way of favoring expert and credible sources. And today in 2025, search isn't just about Google anymore. Social media plays a huge role in discovery. Platforms like FB, Insta, YouTube, LinkedIn, they're influencing search behavior, and brands that understand both SEO and social authority are the ones winning.
Fair. I think, great point you've made that how, I mean, social platforms are not just for engagement anymore or putting it out, right? How, I think how they have transformed into from posting to SEO powerhouse completely. How do they impact SEO? My question is that. And I would like to come to you, Tausif, if you could add more about this topic.
Absolutely, yeah. Notice how Vishwas used the terminology context. So context is the same thing that applies to social media as well, right? So we all know that Google exists as a major search engine, right? But as we've evolved in the digital space, we've also noticed how other platforms like Reddit, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of these platforms have started acting as search engines as well. And we don't even realize this, right? We end up searching stuff on these platforms, and we find out that there's intent behind these searches. So how do you basically, how does this impact SEO? Is that it builds brand authority for and then it further helps you as a brand or even as an individual build credibility and trust with your customers, right? let's say you have a content that goes viral, it catches a lot of traction, right? So that also works in favor of with you, right? And with your brand, it helps you with search demand. People might be looking you up more on Google or on other platforms, right? And furthermore, it also sends like social signals and backlinks to your brand, to your again, be it personal, be it your company page, whatever it is, right? So that's how it all comes in together. So we have your traditional search engines, SEO working together, and now this is also like sort of coming in and merging with your social media platforms as well.
I think very insightful, I must say. So, coming to, it's kind of the end of this first segment, and so I was just trying to bring out the key takeaways so that people can address it right now. And just correct me if I go anywhere wrong or I miss anything that's important. So basically, both of you, what are trying to say is SEO and social aren't separate anymore, right? They work together. You, whatever strategy they people are making for building their brand or building trust, they need to marry social and SEO both. The brands that educate, engage, and stay visible, they will win end of the day. And it's not just that if they do these things they will rank higher. I think it will all also give a lasting impact on and trust and credibility to the audience. Coming to the next segment that talks about four pillars of a strong strategy, how important it is to have a solid strategy, the first baby steps, I would say. So I think let's coming to the big question, how do we build an SEO and a social strategy together, and I know planning is everything, but planning with precision for SEO and social media. So that is my question to you, Vishwas, first, and then I'll come to maybe Tausif.
So I believe it all starts with knowing what your audience wants and what they're actually searching for. If you don't understand their intent, the search intent, your content won't rank and no one will engage. That is for sure. Let me give you an example. Say, Soumya, you run a cybersecurity SaaS company, right? A small business might be searching for affordable cybersecurity solutions because they need something budget friendly and easy to use. On the other hand, let's say an IT manager of an MNC, he might be looking for best endpoint security software. uh, they might want a more in-depth comparison, more focus on specs and enterprise level security. Both the audiences are searching like for cyber security. The product is same but their needs are completely different. That's why a one size fits all content strategy won't work. So you have to tailor your content to match your what kind of target audience are you catering to, and what every group is looking for.
I think you've put it really well, Vishwas. I would just like to add on to that this knowing your audience part bit actually goes hand in hand for social media as well. And this is very much true in today's day and age, especially because it's not just about publishing content anymore. It's very much about knowing who you're talking to and then creating messages around those people so that it's because that's how the algorithm works right now on social media. So if the algorithm figures out that this is something that this particular person would love to see, they will show it to them. And they will, because this has happened to me, and this happens to all of us. We look up something on Google, we're damn sure we'll be seeing ads about it later on, right? So this is how it works. So if you when you're talking about the same thing, and I see a lot of brands making these mistakes, they will be advertising on affordability a lot of the times when the entire market is not even looking at the price point. They're looking at actual features that they want to see.
Exactly.
So if you're not talking about those features and benefits, and I love using this example here, I love using Apple's example here a lot, because Apple, we all know where Apple's price point is, right? But the way they advertise their features and benefits and what the user experience is going to be when you use an Apple product, that's the hard sell over there, right? So if you take that same approach with SEO and then again with social media, you're definitely going to resonate with your end user.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think completely with this on you. Okay, so you know the internet is flooded with content. We are occupied with too much content, as you just mentioned, Tosi, and I agree to what Vishwas also covered earlier. And I don't want to talk about the elephant in the room right now. We'll come to it later. But creating conversational content or creating content that gives the brand an edge over other brand, because that's, I think, it's very important. So what would you say on, how do you make your content stand out better than others, different from others? Tosif, I would like you to take it first.
That's a really good question, because I think this is like a huge dilemma that a lot of social media people face nowadays as well. Because there's so much information, so much content out there, that's really hard to know that what's gonna set you apart. And if I were to boil it down, it's extremely simple. What it comes down to is you adding value and bringing fresh insights, and that's literally any end user wants. Me as a consumer, also, I would speak about myself as well. I know if I go and look at any social media account, or if I want to look at any product on social media, there will be 10,000 posts around it with 10,000 different messaging. But the only one that's going to click with me is the one that is offering either personal insights or fresh perspectives around that product. And I think that's really important to crack, right? If you're talking about or if you're selling a product on social media, and or even if you're selling yourself as a personal brand, right? You need to understand what value or what unique perspective are you bringing to the table, and that data and that those expert insights are actually what end up resonating with the audience that you're trying to speak to. The same generic fluff, if people are getting tired of, like I'm getting tired of it, I actively unfollow people or like remove those ads that are selling me the same thing over and over again. People that I do end up following are people who actually share their own personal stories or bring expert insights to the table that I want to hear more of. So I think that's how it works on social media. Vishwas, what would you say about
Yeah.
SEO?
So I continue with an example. Let's say you're covering AI in marketing. Let's assume, instead of just saying AI is changing content creation, let's run a survey asking 100 marketers how they're using AI tools. That helps build the brand authority. Now, here we can share real stats, like 78% of the marketers say AI helped them generate blog ideas faster. Now, this is towards authority. This is where we've proven what we wanted to say. That's something unique. Also, I would like to add that bring in expert opinions too. If you're talking about SEO trends, get insights from someone who's tested new ranking strategies, right? So maybe let's say with a new strategy, they've seen 40 or let's say 50% boost in organic traffic from AI driven optimization only. Real results like that make your content more credible. And don't just list trends, rather show them in action. Instead of saying, let's say, short form video is taking over, we can rather break it down on how a brand like Duolingo, if you've heard of it, blew up TikTok with its quirky meme driven content. That's the kind of stuff people bookmark, share, and come back to. When you go beyond the surface and provide real value, your content doesn't just blend in, it stands out. And that's what gets ranked higher, builds authority, and actually helps the audience.
uh, mm, great insights, guys. So as I talked about, in the last segment, I will talk about in the next part about the elephant in the room. So I think AI, right? Adapting to AI, LLMs, AI is everywhere. It's my next, I think, somebody next to me sitting in my meeting room, maybe, as I would have to put it that way. It's everywhere. So it's completely changing SEO game. It is changing the social media game as well. I don't know whether we should be
Definitely.
worried, whether we should be excited, but I think I think. But coming back to the building authority and trust, how should brands be prepared for this? I can see Vishwas being very excited about this topic. Let's go
So,
forward.
I guess both. Like AI driven search is evolving very fast, and Google's algorithm is a game changer here. It's like not just looking at keywords anymore. It understands context, intent, and even images now. So that means two big things for content. First, optimizing AI generated summaries is crucial. Like Google is answering more questions directly in the search results by with their zero click search feature. So your content needs to be structured in a way that makes it easy for Google to pull key insights. Let's say you run a travel blog, right? So instead of just writing best places to visit in Japan, you could rather format it like with a clear subheading. Let's say for cherry blossoms, visit Kyoto in April. So that's more concise and focused towards a point, right? This increases your chances of getting featured in search snippets faster. Second, brand authority matters more than ever. Google ranks trusted sources higher. So it's like not just about writing great content, it's about proving your credibility. So look at how Neil Patel dominates SEO related searches now. He's consistently publishing high value content, getting mentioned on authority sites, and building trusts through like case studies, expert collaborations, and whatnot. That's the kind of brand authority that keeps you ranking. It's basically thought leadership where you're building a community. If you want to stay visible in search, it's no longer just about keywords. It's about making your content AI friendly and building a brand people and search engines trust. That's it.
Absolutely, I would completely agree over here, Vishwas, because your brand's presence across platforms, they play a very important role in how your SEO for your company or your personal brand works as well, right? So any social engagement, any mentions that you're getting, and all of your user trust, all of the ratings that you're getting, they all come in and work together, and it just eventually just help out the SEO side of things as well. I would also go on to say that there's also been a recent trend since last year when Google and Reddit have come into partnership. They've actually further enhanced their partnership. We've seen more and more Reddit results started ranking on Google first pages, right? So think about it this way, right? So if you're actively working on your brand's presence, if you're actively putting the word out there about around your brand, you're more likely to show up on those results. You're more likely to show up in those little snippets of AI summaries
Absolutely.
up on top. So that's really cool. Yeah, you've put it really well.
Yeah, I think I'll add to that what you said about the Reddit things. Very recent example, we were just looking out the best review tools, or maybe, I think something around our niche only. And you would be surprised that the top fans are Reddit reviews, the threads that are ranking on
Yes.
Google's first page.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and I shared it with Vishwas also.
yeah.
Yeah. So, coming to, just putting down whatever we discussed in this segment into a shorter summary, like, you need to know your audience. Coming back to the traditional roots, wherever it go, no matter how much we use these AI tools or whatever we use, understanding your audience is the key, and it's only you who can understand your audience. I don't
Absolutely.
think so. AI technology, we do need to evolve with them. Definitely, we have to, become their friends. We have to use it in our daily lives. But ultimately, it's you, your brand, who has to understand the audience to get what they want. Only then you can deliver the content. You have to be
Exactly.
unique, structured content, have to be personalized. Okay, I don't like using this word and I didn't know whether I should use it or not, but AI friendly content. And and so I think this would build a strong brand presence, not just search but social also, both, because we are marrying both of them together, how it's playing. I think
Absolutely.
enough of I would use the Hindi word gyan. Been talked about planning and building a good strategy, solid strategy. L1 is done, but I think where everybody lacks, I think we are very good at giving gyan and strategies, but where I think most of the brands and everybody lack is the execution side of thing, right? Execution. And once the execution is also done, it is very important to take it to a point, to monitor it, to track the success, to monitor the success. It's very important. Whether you get the good results doesn't mean that you will stop it and just leave it behind. No, hello, it's SEO and it's social, and it can be bring down any day. So I just put this question up to you. So there are two questions in this, execution, and then tracking the performance and monitoring the success. Also, you guys can have quick tips also, add few quick tips also, that would help the audience. Tosif, would you like to go first, or Vishwas,
Oh yeah,
anybody?
absolutely. I mean, is it okay, Vishwas, if I like, or you
Yeah,
want?
yeah, please. Please,
Right.
please.
Brilliant. Right. So when you're talking about like we've already spoken about how to build an entire strategy, and a lot of people, I would say, like they understand that part. They do it really well. They know what to do. It's just that when it comes to the how part, they get kind of stuck. Like how where do we start? How do we start? What do we do? That those three questions I've seen a lot of people get stuck at, especially when it comes to social media. Again, why? Because there's so much content and so much saturation of content and information in the market right now. It becomes really difficult. But I'll be very honest, it's super easy when you like break it down into simple steps and into simple parts, because all you have to think about when it comes to social media, and if you're thinking about SEO going hand in hand, you have to think about what in turn, or like what is resulting in building brand authority, and that's it. And what is essentially brand authority? It's basically, I would break it down in 3 to 4 parts, right? Number one would be like, when people are engaging with your content, what is the frequency of their engagement? How are they sharing your brand? How are they sharing the content that you're putting out there, right? And like, and what kind of buzz is it creating? By buzz, I mean like, are you noticing any spikes in your website traffic? Are you noticing any spikes in the blogs that you're linking back to your content, right? Are you seeing any kind of activity over there? And there's also like tools out there, like there's brand 24, there's Google Alerts, there's stuff like this, right? So this will actually in turn help you in tracking all of these things. So when it comes to execution, I would say sit down, think about what you need to do, what your intent is behind whatever goal you want to achieve. Let's say I want to drive more traffic to my website, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to think about what my user needs to hear that would literally provoke them to actually either click on my channels tab or click the website in my bio or something like that. That would in turn bring traffic into the website. And I think that's where Vishwas then comes in, where he optimizes the content on the website, and then that pushes people further down the funnel, right? So that's how it works. You need to think about all of these single touch points where people will be getting in touch with your brand. So when it comes to social, it's the content that you're putting out. It's also the way that you're engaging with these people in the comment section. It's also about how you're also sort of building a community around your brand, and talking about how you're making, like, creating like personal relationships with these people, right? So these are like little steps that you take towards building brand authority. That's what essentially brand authority is, at least on social media. For SEO, I think, Vishwas, you're a much better guide on that.
Definitely. So I'd like to say, when people consistently see your name, like on the broader picture, when people consistently see your name on Google, social media, or even through word of mouth, that's what we call trust. That's where trust starts to build, right? Take HubSpot for example. If you search for anything related to, let's say, content marketing, you'll probably see a HubSpot blog ranking at the top, some way or the other. That's absolutely not by accident. They've consistently created high value content, optimized it for search, and built a reputation as the go-to source in their industry, right? If you're, like, let's say, just starting out, for the SEO part or for the search part, I'd like you to focus more on content first. Create content that doesn't just rank, but also, positions you as an expert. Answer real questions your audience is asking in a way that's valuable, easy to digest, and actually helpful. Let's say you run a cybersecurity SaaS company, Soumya. Instead of writing a generic top 10 cybersecurity tips article, Soumya could rather create a deep dive on how small businesses can prevent ransomware attacks, a topic that's specific, actionable, and directly relevant to your audience, right? At the same time, make sure the website is technically sound with, SEO. And Google loves to trust website which is technically sound. That means fast loading times, mobile optimization, clear site structure. Once that's in place, you can easily go for earning high quality backlink from credible sources only, because every backlink is like a vote bank for you that Google counts while building authority for you. Let's say, for example, if a leading cybersecurity blog links to your ransomware prevention guide somewhere, that signals to Google that your content is authoritative. A big part of this is something called EEAT that I talked about previously. It's experience, expertise, authority, and trust. So Google wants to rank brands that actually know their industry. That's why sites like Mayo Clinic, if you've heard about it, they dominate health related searches. They consistently publish expert backed, research driven content that users trust. And if you're looking any quick win in SEO, you should focus on featured snippets. Google loves structured, well organized content. So if you format your answers accordingly, Google might rank it in the featured snippet zone as well. For example, let's say if you write an article titled "What is the best diet for muscle gain?" You can include a short direct answer at the top, let's say 100 words, that Google can easily pick as a featured snippet if it is complete. Let's say if it includes all the necessary information in 100 words only, Google will love to pick that as a featured snippet. And this is why SEO isn't just about keywords, it's about strategy. Brands that leverage AI driven content optimization, detailed keyword research, and competitor insights can stay ahead of the game. Instead of guessing, they analyze what's working and refine their approach continuously. The brands that do this, they don't just rank, they fly out in the sky in search.
I think great insights today, guys. Must say, the users are taking home many, definitely many things. One thing to all the users, don't worry if you missed out on anything. We'll be preparing a very good resource material that we'll be sharing with you all via email. And you have any questions, you can reach out to us via email, and all that will be answered. Nothing to worry about. But before we wrap up today, I just wanted to, give my 2 cents to the audience. Guys, you don't need to be the big budget brand, okay, to dominate in 2025. Definitely not. You just need to build the credibility, engage authentically, and leverage AI, make AI automation tools, technology your best friend, because it will, I think, give you it will save your brain and save your efforts, save your time that you can use on the strategy part. So I think today Tausif and Vishwas have covered very well planning to execution to the monitoring and results. So yeah, also thank you to Vishwas and Tausif so much today for joining the
Thank
webinar and giving everybody great insights on the topic. And I think I hope this webinar would have been valuable to all our audience. Have a good day. Feel free to reach out to us. And yeah,
Right. Amazing.
Definitely.
thank you,
This was
Amazing.
really
everyone.
fun. This
It was
was
a
really
really
fun.
good
I hope
experience.
yeah, I hope we get to do this again sometime.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Zabardast.
definitely. Zabardast.
Right.
For people who
Right.
don't know what Zabardast is, it's Tausif's favorite word, which
It's
means,
Takla Kalam. It's Tausif's Takla
and
Kalam.
yeah, and Zabardast means very good. Like,
Yeah,
I don't have
awesome.
Amazing.
the awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing, awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys. Zabardast.
Okay,
Thanks.
guys.
Zabardast. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Soumya. Thank you, Tausif.
Thank
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye bye.